Welcome to my channel. Subscribe and enjoy my new stories every day. I never thought silence could scream so loud. Sitting in our shared home office, the only sound was the hum of the computer as I logged in to check my email. Angie was out for her weekly yoga class, and the house felt unnaturally empty without her. As I typed in my password, I noticed that Angie's account was still logged in. The screen displayed a string of messages in an open email thread titled "Forever and Always." Curiosity prickled at the back of my neck, a whisper telling me this wasn't meant for my eyes, yet I couldn't look away. The messages were from a man named Rick, and each line I read twisted the knife of betrayal deeper into my heart. "I can't wait to hold you again," one read. Another, "Last night was incredible, I've never felt so alive." The words blurred as a cold fury washed over me. My Angie, the love of my life, entangled with someone else. I sat back, my heart pounding with a mixture of anger and sorrow. The trust we had built over 7 years of marriage shattered in a matter of minutes. But I knew better than to let anger dictate my actions. No, I needed proof, undeniable evidence of her infidelity before I confronted her. The next day, under the guise of a sudden business trip, I hired a private investigator. "I need everything you can find on one Rick Lawson and his connection to my wife, Angela Morris," I instructed, handing over the details and a photo of Angie. The PI, a grizzled man with knowing eyes, simply nodded. Weeks dragged by with excruciating slowness. Each day, Angie and I danced around each other, a macabre ballet fueled by my hidden knowledge and her unspoken deceit. The air in our home grew thick with secrets, each smile she gave me a piercing stab of hypocrisy. Then, one ordinary Thursday, the investigator's number flashed on my phone. "Mr. Morris, I've sent you an email you need to see," his gravelly voice informed me without preamble. With trembling hands, I opened the video attachment. The footage, raw and unflinching, showed Angie in her car with Rick, their actions leaving no room for doubt or misinterpretation. The betrayal I felt was visceral, a physical ache that spread through my chest and clenched around my heart. But there was no time for pain. Not yet. This was the moment for action. Cold, calculated steps to ensure Angie would realize the full consequence of her actions. Legal advice, financial arrangements, and a move out of our shared home filled the days that followed. I watched her world crumble with a detached air, the final signing of the divorce papers as symbolic as a judge's gavel. As I drove away from what was once our home, the finality of the moment settled in. Angie was no longer part of my life. I hadn't just divorced her, I had erased her from my world entirely. The chapter of us was closed, sealed by her deceit and my retribution. Yet, as the city lights blurred past, a hollow feeling echoed through the empty spaces she left behind. Revenge had not brought peace, only a resounding silence. The glow of the city lights fades into the background as I make my way to the meeting that would redefine the course of my life. My hands, steady on the wheel earlier, now betray a slight tremor. The weight of the upcoming decisions presses down on me, but my resolve is firm. I arrive at the law firm of Dawson and Pierce, where my attorney, Ellen Dawson, has her office. It's after hours, but she's agreed to meet me to discuss the case. The reception area is quiet, the usual hustle replaced by an eerie stillness that mirrors the emptiness in my chest. "Michael," Ellen greets me, her voice a mix of concern and professionalism as she ushers me into her office. The door clicks shut behind us, sealing off the outside world. "Ellen," I begin, my voice steadier than I feel. "I watched the video." She nods, her expression somber. "I'm sorry you had to see that, Michael. It's never easy." "It's not about easy. It's about necessary," I reply. "I want to move forward with the divorce. I want it clean and I want it fast. What are our options?" Ellen lays out the documents on her desk, her fingers deftly flipping through the pages. "Given the evidence, we have a strong case for infidelity. We can file for an at-fault divorce based on adultery, which could affect the division of assets and alimony. Good, I say curtly. I want to ensure she doesn't benefit from this. Not after what she's done. Ellen's gaze is steady. Understood. There's also the matter of your house and shared assets. You mentioned you want a clean break. Are you considering selling the house? Yes, I confirm, the thought of the house we shared together now leaving a bitter taste. Sell it. Split the proceeds. I don't want any ties left. We'll need to discuss terms with her attorney. It might not go as smoothly as you hope, Ellen warns. I don't expect it to. But I expect you to fight for my interests, I assert, the edge in my voice sharp. Ellen nods, her demeanor unflinching. Always, Michael. I'll draft the initial papers and reach out to her lawyer by tomorrow. We'll push for a quick resolution. As we wrap up, my phone buzzes. It's a text from Angie, her first words to me since the video. We need to talk. Can we meet? I stare at the screen, emotions tangled. Part of me yearns to confront her, to unleash the fury in heartbreak. But strategy overrides emotion. Not tonight, I type back, my thumb hovering over the send button before pressing it with finality. Driving back home, the street seemed darker than usual, the night shadows stretching longer across the asphalt. My mind races with the legal battles ahead and the personal war within. The road to retribution is laid out before me, fraught with battles and bitterness. But there's no turning back now. The die is cast, and I am bound on this path of calculated revenge. The air is crisp and cold as I step out of my car, the familiar surroundings of the park where Angie and I often jogged together now feels foreign. My heart beats with a blend of anticipation and dread. This is the first time we're meeting face to face since the revelation. I have prepared myself, steeled against the emotions her presence always stirred in me. Angie is already there, sitting on our usual bench, her posture tense, eyes anxiously scanning until they land on me. As I approach, her gaze drops, unable to meet mine. Michael, she starts, her voice a whisper carried away by the wind. Angie. My response is terse, clipped. She takes a deep breath, her hands fidgeting in her lap. I don't know where to start. You could start with the truth, I say, my tone cold, distant. Angie flinches, then nods slowly. I made a mistake, a terrible, unforgivable mistake. Rick, it was nothing serious at first, just. Just what? Fun. I interject sharply, the bitterness in my voice sharper than I intended. No, not fun. A distraction, she says quickly, her voice cracking. I felt lost, Michael. We've been drifting apart, and I. Drifting apart? So your solution was to find someone else? I snap, unable to mask the hurt underlying my anger. She winces. I'm not making excuses. I know what I did was wrong. I'm so sorry, Michael. Her apology hangs heavy between us, and I struggle to maintain my composure. Sorry doesn't even begin to cover it, Angie. You broke us. I know, she whispers, tears starting to form in her eyes. I know, and I regret it every day. What can I do to make this right? Make it right? I scoff. It's too late for that. I've seen the video, Angie. I've filed for divorce. It's over. Her face crumples, the finality of my words cutting deep. Divorce? Michael, please, can't we try? No, Angie. I cut her off, standing up, the need to distance myself physically as strong as the emotional gulf between us. It's too late for trying. You made your choice, and now I've made mine. Tears stream down her cheeks now, unheeded. Please, Michael, think about this. Don't let this be the end. It already is the end, I state flatly, turning to leave. Michael, she calls after me, desperation coloring her tone. I don't turn back. The cold bites at my cheeks, matching the icy hollow inside me as I walk away. Behind me, Angie's sobs fade into the distance, a sad, discordant melody to the ending of our story. As I drive away, my phone vibrates with messages and calls, likely from Angie, but I ignore them all. Right now, my focus is clear: move forward, rebuild, and never look back. The path of retribution is solitary, and I am resolved to walk it alone. The late afternoon sun casts long shadows on the street as I park across from the cafe where my final meeting with Angie's lawyer is set to take place. I take a moment to steady my breathing, feeling the pulse of revenge throb beneath my calculated composure. Inside, the cafe buzzes with the quiet murmur of patrons, oblivious to the undercurrents of the meeting about to take place. I spot Angie's lawyer, Mr. Jacobs, at a corner table, his face a mask of professionalism. "Mr. Morris," he greets, standing briefly as I approach. "Mr. Jacobs," I nod, taking a seat opposite him. The waiter approaches, but I wave him off. "This meeting is purely business. I assume you've received my client's latest proposal for the settlement?" Jacobs begins, his tone formal. "Yes, I have," I reply, my voice even. "And it's unacceptable. I'm not interested in settlements or negotiations anymore." Jacobs raises an eyebrow, a flicker of surprise crossing his features. "Mr. Morris, let's be reasonable. This can get very ugly if it drags out in court." "It's already ugly," I say sharply. "And I plan to expose every dirty secret your client has been hiding." Jacob shifts, unease settling in. "I don't think that's necessary. We can all walk away from this with some dignity intact." "Dignity?" I laugh, a hard, bitter sound. "That ship sailed the moment Angie decided to betray me. No, Mr. Jacobs. I want the truth out there. Every sordid detail." I lean forward, my gaze piercing. "But I have a proposition for you. Tell Angie that I want a face-to-face meeting. Just her and me. It's time we settled this once and for all." Reluctantly, Jacobs agrees and the meeting is set for the next evening at our now empty marital home, a fitting stage for the final act of our disintegrating marriage. The house is silent as Angie steps through the door, the echo of her footsteps a stark reminder of the life that once filled these walls. "Michael," she starts, her voice tentative. "Why did you want to meet here?" "To end where we began," I reply coldly, my hands clenched at my sides. "I've thought a lot about what you said," she says, taking a cautious step forward. "About exposing everything. And I realized you deserve to know the whole truth." "The whole truth?" I echo, skepticism lacing my tone. Angie nods, swallowing hard. "It wasn't just an affair. Rick, he's your brother." The revelation hits like a physical blow. "My brother?" I gasp, disbelief coursing through me. "Yes," she whispers. "I didn't know at first. By the time I found out, it was too late. I was too involved, and he threatened to hurt you if I ended it." Rage and shock war in my chest. "And you believed him? Why didn't you come to me?" "I was scared," she admits, her eyes filling with tears. "Scared of losing you, scared of what he might do. I thought I could handle it. I was wrong." The pieces fall into place, a sickening puzzle of betrayal and manipulation. I had been blind, but now I see the depths of the deceit. "You should have trusted me," I say quietly, the anger subsiding into a cold resolve. "I know," she sobs. "I'm so sorry, Michael." "Sorry isn't enough this time," I reply. Turning away, I leave her crying in the middle of our empty home, the home that once held our dreams and now just echoes of lies. I step outside, the air crisp against my face. There's no satisfaction in this revenge, no peace in the revelations. Only the bitter taste of betrayal and the cold path forward, alone. As I drive away, the last ties to Angie and the life we shared sever with silent finality. The deception revealed, the betrayals laid bare, and there's nothing left but the memory of a love that once was, and the scars of a vengeance that left no winners, only remnants of what could have been.